Hey you guys, it's Taisha. I wanted to come on because I am in several mommy groups, and one of the groups that I'm in is a homeschool group for Black moms. And so one of the questions that someone asked was, how do you do it? If you are a single mom, single mom, how do you do it? How do you homeschool your kids? And so I wanted to just say this here for the benefit of those who may not be in the group. One of the things that I found that was very helpful to me was to become self-employed or contract in whichever way or in whatever field that you're in. I can remember with my first child, I actually worked a 9 to 5. It was actually 7 to 3 for an actual company, and it was a great salary and all that stuff, but I was confined to 40 hours a week plus because of working for an actual company. And I can remember like my child suffering because of that. While I was working with other people's families, sometimes my child would be in the back room somewhere by himself playing a game, a board game. And so that really bothered me. And so that motivated me to become self-employed, to actually work the plan that God gave me so that I can get out of there, so that I can be available for my own family in the way that I want it to be available. And that included homeschooling my child, at least until she goes to regular school. So here's what I had to do. That you're going to have to sit down and do an assessment of what you have to offer, your values, your skills, your expertise, your abilities, the things that you enjoy, all that kind of jazz. And then you're going to have to bring that to the market, so to speak. What that meant for me was that I had to look at, well, what skills do I have? So at the time, I had a license, I had certifications, I had all these things that I could do to go into business for myself. And so eventually what I had to do is make a decision to jump. And that decision is so scary for most moms because we are the primary caretakers for our homes, right? But I'm telling you, it is the thing that will give you the time freedom that you need if you want to homeschool your child. So the other thing that I had to do that was actually more challenging than actually jumping out of the job and working for myself, the other thing that I had to do was to think outside of the box. Like if you have been in a traditional 9 to 5, 7 to 3, whatever your hours, if you have been in that traditional box, so to speak, it is difficult to go from that to thinking freely where you make your own hours, literally. And so it took me, like with my youngest child, it took me literally 2 years to actually to realize that I didn't have to work 9 to 5. And so I started really thinking and asking God, how do I do this? And so what I came up with was non-traditional hours, because I do therapy. So there are people that need therapy appointments that work traditional hours. And so they need appointments after hours. And so I started targeting those people. I started looking for the people that are night owls, that work third shift. I started looking for the people that are morning birds. Like I'm a morning bird and a night owl. How does that work out? But I work part-time, but I am catering to people where there's a need. And so I'm always booked. And so for the hours that I offer. So kind of in the same vein as having non-traditional work hours is remembering that you can homeschool your child with non-traditional school hours as well. You know, when the baby was new and they would tell you sleep when the baby sleeps, you got to work when the baby sleeps. So your homeschool day can look like your own. It does not have to look like a traditional school day. You can homeschool a couple of hours in the morning. You can homeschool a couple of hours in the evening. Make it work for your family and your work schedule. I bet you that you would really surprise yourself at how well you can do with working on your own if you just really dedicate yourself as much as you dedicate yourself to a job. I had this whole fear thing going on, right? And so that fear is always talking to us. And I had to do to myself was to play out the fear. So for me, my fear was falling on my face, losing my house, losing my car. I had just got a new house. I had just gotten a new car, and I had been unemployed before, so I know how that felt. So my fear was going back to that moment. I had to do was play that fear all the way out. So what if I fell on my face? What if I lost my car? What if I lost my house and all that stuff? And you know what? It ended up not being so scary because you know what? To be honest with you, even if I lost everything, I can still rebuild and I can go live with my mama. Okay? I can go live with somebody. I can go rent an apartment. I can go rent a room. I can do something to get myself and bounce back. I will never, ever be in that place again where I'll not know how to. I know too much now. So I'll never be in that place where I'll fall on my face and be completely down. I always know how to bounce back. So my encouragement to you is to not let fear bully you, because in the worst case scenario, you can just go back to a job. You can always just go back to a job. So what is there to fear? Just do it. Just do it.